Hi, it's Joy, and today we're going to be watching Superman and Lois, Season 1, Episode 2, Heritage. Thank you so much, Jarell, for sponsoring this show. I'm excited to see what we get up to in the next episode and how the story continues to progress. I loved the first one. Reminder that if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon, and let's go! It is a huge decision, technically, to go to a dying town.
You get to make new memories. Have new experiences.
They're proper. They all know everything now.
Thanks for the help, Lois.
What do I need to learn? I'm a little stronger, so what?
You're a lot stronger, and you've had an ocular release of energy.
A what?
That's seriously what it's called?
Accident. I don't even know how it happened.
That's exactly our point.
They're not blaming you.
Until
I thought coming here would be a chance to start over, but I guess I'm just gonna be a freak like always.
They should have talked about this with him before.
Feels like home already. I need to talk to Eliza.
They should have just sort of said, look, we're worried about you going to school because, like, when I was younger, I had these problems and I would
be there for him, but I don't even know what he needs right now.
You.
He needs his dad.
I take it you were unable to secure
The slight anger issues.
We need to stop Kal-El before he does to this well what he did to mine.
I need more information. I don't know who you are.
I need these big winter jackets.
Oh fuck! They go to the where I think they're going.
How come we get to go flying with Dad and I have to go to school?
At least we have radio.
This is a balancing act, parenting, especially with two kids and trying to make sure they both feel loved. It's old school. He was top of the world.
Confused already? How mature?
We'll see how you do with our offense.
You need a better boyfriend.
Tell your brother I said hi.
Why are you? I hope she's not with him anymore.
To the left.
Break up with him. He's a douche. Welcome to a piece of your heritage. I feel like both boys should have been brought here together to learn.
you need anything, please don't hesitate to call.
I don't trust her.
You should all come tomorrow for a barbecue.
I worry.
One
Write something about Morgan Edge.
He's not as great as you think he is, Kyle.
I was bringing jobs to Smallville, so that's good enough for me.
Kyle,
Mr. Mayor.
all set for tonight?
The exact kind of person who, like, believes politicians when they say crap and doesn't actually look into the truth about what they're actually meaning and saying.
city council.
My Kryptonian father, Jordan. This is your grandfather.
That's still
The man
so
you're named
cool.
after.
Further our Kryptonian heritage after all. And you, Jordan, you will be the one to do it.
It's a lot to put on the shoulders of one child, but maybe he's finally going to start to feel special and he's going to start to feel not special. But they're both special in their own ways.
What?
Oh.
I finally broke through.
Going to a city council meeting about the Edge proposal?
Lois. We're just settling in here.
Yes! But if we're going to live here, we have to make sure there's nothing shady going on.
We won't be here long, so don't make a scene. No fighting.
That should be standard for going anywhere.
I know you're at the Daily Planet and everything, but if you ever want to write an article about you live here, my editor doesn't shut up about you.
Morgan Edge.
Oof. It's here. Why would someone like him be this interested in a small town? He would send an underling unless there's something shady happening.
Still looking for the simple life? Because those days are gone, Clark. Long gone.
I don't think Clark ever had them. What do you mean for the world as a whole?
Why'd you move the family here?
Sam.
You have any idea what you just did? You ruined their childhood, Clark. I've seen the toll this life's taken on Lois over the years. She never says anything to you, but
They
I know.
found out!
Now you're gonna put the boys through that same...
They literally found out by themselves, and he didn't lie.
Family together.
No, Clark. I'm gonna tear it apart.
It's a struggle they will have to get through, of course. There are going to be all sorts of shenanigans. But what you should tell him is that actually the boys found out when they didn't die in a terrible accident.
Mongolia.
Oof. He's searching all the MO countries.
That's right, Miss Lane. It's difficult to guarantee an exact figure.
Of course he's British.
Feasible? Because I would hate for what happened in New Carthage to happen here.
Such as?
Missing job creation targets by nearly 50%.
She smells a story. She goes after it with everything she has, even if it concerns her own boss.
So
Those
patronising.
minds would be fruitful. I'd take a risk on them when no one else would. And that's exactly what I've come
He
to
talks the
offer here.
talk.
A chance. But perhaps you're right, Miss Lane. Perhaps Smallville isn't the place to take a risk right now. I certainly wouldn't want to cause any harm to this great community.
Fucking hell, turning
Maybe that's
them
something you'll need to discuss further.
all against
Ladies
her.
and gentlemen, thank you for your time.
He's so clearly shady.
Stop!
Oof.
What do you want? You.
Why?
Go. You destroyed my whole planet!
Is he like... Obviously, I'm not a huge expert on the Superman universe, but I know obviously in Supergirl, I learned about Daxam and Daxamites existing and that planet. I'd never heard of it before. And that in that world, Daxam was destroyed by the debris from Krypton. So is he from a planet like that? But then why is he blaming Clark? Clark was a baby. Why is he Luthor? Is it just a very different take on the Luthors? Fuck.
I know you can hear the bomb in my ship. People are gonna get hurt.
Fucking hell.
Or them. Make a choice, Kal-El.
So you hate him so much that you know he will choose to save innocent lives over finishing a threat that could hurt him personally. So yeah, he's definitely someone we should kill. Clark, wake up! Oh, he's gonna get embarrassed. Because he hasn't learned it yet, because he hasn't had time. And plus they're not gonna back him up, because they have been told not to.
You already got a QB.
Why on earth is the girl whose name I can't remember with him? She's far too nice.
That's what he said. I thought you weren't getting involved.
Well, yes, but then he started spouting this BS about helping the town. Morgan
You know
Edge
Lois,
is
she's got a story.
Smallville.
Morgan Edge is a corporate vampire. You remember that Edge owns the planet.
So,
So he's not gonna let you publish this.
you know what, babe? You do your Superman stuff, and I will do.
She'll
my
publish in the Smallville Gazette, and then I'll take it down, no doubt.
I am not going to let Morgan.
I like this because the show is called Superman and Lois Lane, and they both have their own main plot lines and
Taking me to the
agencies.
Gonna run some tests. Imagine if I can fly. No, not really.
He's struggling, the shoe's on the other foot.
What Sarah said about the play.
See you guys later.
Coming here has sort of ruined Jonathan's life.
Or whatever.
You can talk to her.
You're a really great brother. You know that? I know how much you said yes to coming here anyway because you wanted to help your brother.
Exactly, sweetheart.
You and I both had lives we left behind.
Yeah.
So you can talk to your mum about how you're struggling, and that's okay. I already care about this family so much.
Nothing extraordinary. He doesn't even have 100 to your strength.
Test him again.
There is no reason to do so.
Oh
These
no.
have been random occurrences. Wish for this.
It's
That
gonna
you
crush
will be
him.
Like you.
You should never have bigged it up so much.
Jordan.
Talk to him. You're still special.
Sent this in
But
hours
always.
ago, and now you're having second.
Maybe he should just stay home.
What? Why? Baby, have another bad day?
No, I am sick of your crap.
Oh.
This is not just about you.
It's not the time to wallow in everything that's gone wrong since we came here. We moved here to be closer as a family. And we got invited to this dinner as a family, and we are going as a family.
Yes.
So get dressed.
But also maybe we could turn up 15 minutes late and have a chat. First.
Heard your mother. Just wondering if we're gonna fit in here.
Well, don't even think about leaving, because I just got you back.
Weird thing to say when you're married, but yes.
If you don't mind me asking, what is it exactly that you see in that?
Uh-huh.
He can be really sweet.
Sorry. A guy who's really sweet.
Especially on the football field.
Okay. Well,
No, like, girls need to learn, and I suppose boys, if they have the same issue with it, boys or girls, that if you're dating somebody who is a jerk to everybody else but is only nice to you, that is a red flag. They love each other. Brothers can fight.
Guy right there. You know, those people wanted to unionize right off the bat.
Yeah. To protect themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Would have meant that Edge couldn't turn a profit.
Are you trying to argue that people shouldn't make a living wage?
Mm-hmm.
No, okay, what I'm saying is that
He's a right-wing Trumper.
some money in your pocket is better than none. It's what Smallville needs right now.
Well, that's your opinion. That doesn't have to be everybody else's.
He changed my story. It's like a pro-Edge fluff piece.
Oswald did this?
No, Edge.
Of course.
Let him do this.
He's here.
You've got kryptonite. He'll come for the kryptonite.
I'll explain why. Go.
Thing is, I think if you do disappear all the time, but obviously, yes, if you explain why to the boys, they will worry. That will add to their worries. But if they know our dad didn't just skip out because he doesn't care about us, our dad hasn't just left this family function we're at because he's having an affair or because he'd rather be by himself because he hates us. If they know it's for important reasons, I feel like you feel better about that than before. It's not great, but it's better.
Get the power back up, Rossetti.
Oh, Rossetti.
Where I come from, you're like me. And you don't trust him either because you know what he is capable of.
It's from an alternate universe?
Save your planet, Sam.
Fuck, so he's from an alternate universe. Whoa. This is a different Clark, even if that Clark was a dick. It's just the robot version. Wasn't the real him. This guy has some tech.
How much do you have, Sam?
Let's just say it's the real
They
world.
need a contingency.
Why?
I believe he wants to protect his family. I'm just worried some seeds of doubt would have been planted. But I mean, honestly, whatever this Captain Luthor did, if you could just give us a conversation, it would be so much better.
Do you think we made a mistake by moving here?
Actually, I don't.
It's a
I have a lot of
transition.
questions to answer.
There are going to be bumps and things and all of
Like,
this.
what are you
It's
gonna do
life.
about the planet? And I know this family is closer this week than we were last week. So it's okay if we've got a lot of questions.
Hmm.
We're gonna find the answers together.
Life is a struggle and you hit rough patches. But if you pull close together as your family, then even when things get tough, you have each other. And if you have strains, your strains are...
Alright, I'll talk to you tomorrow. According to holograms, he said I'll never be like Dad.
You're not dad, that's fine.
Jordan. So honestly, I don't care what some stupid hologram says.
Exactly.
My brother, I know you better than anyone. And if no one else is gonna help you figure out what that is, I will.
Then your dad will help you. But yes, I love this family.
Now, I can't just abandon the world, but I can't abandon you two either. It's gonna
Exactly.
take me some time to figure out how to be better at both. But I will. Okay? Okay.
They can understand as well. You're not leaving for silly reasons. Oh.
So I can go to school?
We have to keep an eye on your powers, Jordan, but yes, you can go.
So you both get a panic button.
Let's get dressed.
Like, what if he gets attacked by aliens?
Where's Mom?
She's resigning. She's taking risks and standing up for what she believes in.
About leaving a place you loved. Pushed you out of your comfort zone.
Oh. Daddy's at practice.
When can you start?
It's different from what they're used to, but they're making a life.
Proceed without. It seems this planet's Kal-El is not entirely like the one you've encountered, Captain Luthor.
Yes, exactly! So maybe you could just calm down. Like, yes, if on your planet there was an evil Cal, that is very terrible. This Cal is not evil. Go elsewhere.
General, he isn't like my Kal-El. Not yet.
There's no guarantee that there will be a yet. If you keep this up, he may well get worse. If you destroy his life and his home and his family, maybe it could make him unstable. Okay, this is so interesting. I'm really loving this show. I love the family dynamic of the Kents. Are they the Lane Kents or just the Kents? I don't know. No, it's just the Kents and she's the Lois Lane. Because it's not smooth sailing, it's not perfect, it's not unrealistic, but it is a family that at its core love each other, and they all know they're going through stuff right now. So when someone lashes out, they don't take it completely personally, and they're able to talk about it later and work through it. And I think that is such a fun dynamic to see, because it is both realistic but also not dysfunctional, and also just, it's gonna get tested. The more they progress, the more things happen, because it's a TV show. Things are never rosy the whole time. I'm sure their family dynamics will get tested further, but I love that it's coming from such a place of love and trust, and they are building that up even more right now, which means that even when it gets tested, the foundation of what it used to be is so strong that hopefully it won't break, and even if it bends, it will come back to where it used to be. And I like that they, in episode 2, were already highlighting the fact that Jonathan made a huge sacrifice by coming here, by not saying, well, I want to stay in Central Metropolis. He had every right to be like, well, no, my life's here, I want to stay here, but he didn't. And he, you know, he thinks he had it good. He was, I guess, kind of popular, but he was going to become the youngest quarterback ever, and he had a girlfriend, and things were going so well for him. And now he's at this new school in this new place. The team already have their stars, their quarterbacks and everything. He and his brother have managed to attract a dick's attention for all the wrong reasons. Things are not going well, but he is kind and good and strong enough to keep going, to know he has the love of his family behind him, and I hope he'll find his place here as well. I cannot remember the girl's name. Is it Vanessa? The girl. I'm so sorry. My brain, my CFS, names escape me. She said the age-old thing that I knew she was going to say, but, you know, he's different with me. He's got a sweet side. Doesn't matter. If you were dating somebody, and so many teenagers in particular go through this, where they date someone who is an absolute monster to other people, but they're nice to them, and so they think, I can see their true self. No. If they won't be better to other people, then fuck them. But she's young, and she's gone through it, so she has a lot to learn. So I'm worried about the boys with that dynamic. And for Jordan, I think it's interesting that already in episode 2 they've kind of been like, oh yeah, he's not special, like he's got some basic Kryptonian powers. Now, to be fair, I think being able to save yourself and your brother from some massive huge pipes falling on you, and then have lasers shooting from your eyes the next day, or later that day, I can't remember the timeline, is pretty special. And maybe, yeah, maybe he does need more time to recharge in between acts of superhuman wonder. Maybe because of his human DNA, he's in like alien puberty, and in a year's time he'll be even stronger. Jor-El doesn't know human DNA and the way humans work, and the way that will work countering with Kryptonian DNA. We do not know how it works. For all we know, Jonathan will also start developing things down the line. We just don't know. So it's far too soon to jump to those conclusions, and maybe it was a bit quick to be like, oh my god, you're going to be like him, you can learn to fly, you can do all these wonderful things. But I think for Jordan, it was just getting to realise that feel like he was closer to his dad than ever, because he had this shared connection, and feeling like, you know, maybe he was actually going to be special like Superman, to then suddenly feel like once again the world was just laughing at him and slapping around the face and be like, you thought. That kind of feeling sucks, but I think having his family around him, kind of being reminded that his brother did make the sacrifice for him, that his parents are trying, and the boys are definitely at the age where your relationship with your parents changes when you become a teenager into an adult, because you yourself are growing up and understanding more about the world. You really look at your parents and you're able to see they're just people too. They are humans trying their best, or not trying their best if you're unfortunate with that regard. And I think it is, in some ways, it shifts the relationship, and it can become a thing where it can become completely dysfunctional, where the kids can be like, oh fuck, I hate you, I don't want anything to do with you. Or you can realise, my parents are fallible, but their love for me is there. Now Clark's promised that he's going to try and be there more for them. I think that really the only thing they can do is say, like, he needs to, in his spare time, I mean, is he still a reporter? Is he going to go working for the Daily Gazette, the Smallville Gazette, because he's also a reporter, right? Do they just get an income because he's Superman? Are they just, you know, comfortably wealthy? I don't know. But regardless, he needs to be someone who he shows up to every single school play. I mean, I don't think either boy does school plays, but to the football matches, and to, you know, he's there for family dinners every single night. You know, that he is always home, always there if the boys need him, unless there is a crisis. And then because I think if he is there without fail all the time, and then every now and then there's a crisis and he has to go, you understand why there's a crisis, and you know that he wants to be there. But it is a juggling act for all of them, and I think the biggest issue is that the boys have had years of thinking, well, Dad's just off chasing some reporter story, that, like, Dad doesn't even care about us because he's never here, whereas now they understand more. the Captain Luthor dude is very interesting to me. Like I said, my knowledge of DC world, of all comic book worlds really, is very limited, and this idea of him being, he's not from another planet per se, he's from another Earth, which makes sense with him being a Luthor, because Luthors were human as far as I was concerned and everything. And on that Earth, Kal-El, who he knows as Kal-El, went evil and was taken over. Now that seems to me like that is very unlike Clark's personality, but I suppose in this timeline maybe his personality is very different. Maybe he was raised differently, raised in a lab, experimented on, never developed a sense of humanity or caring about other people, who knows. But this Clark is very different. I feel like if you're going to travel between worlds somehow to try and stop evil Kal-Els, you can't just assume every single Kal-El is evil. It's just ridiculous to assume that. But I guess trauma might do that to you. And I just hope it's not going to have... I really liked that General Lane was just wholeheartedly... I mean, I say wholeheartedly, was mostly heartedly supporting Clark, because obviously I think there's still that part of him that doesn't fully trust him necessarily. But at the same time, it's his family. Lois trusts him, Lois loves him, and the father of his grandchildren, he does look out for him. And I don't want to lose that dynamic, because it's so refreshing in a way to commit to this point where they've gone through the rough patch and they're now in the part where they're able to work together and not have to have Clark dealing with all these people that don't trust him. A wavering in trust potentially if Clark were to start doing something untrustworthy, but right now he really hasn't. The Lois, to see her really following her passions and not corrupting her morals. She's not willing to be like, well, Morgan Edge pays my paycheck, so fine, I'll do whatever he says. She does what's right and she follows the story for what's true, and she really does care about the people of Smallville. And Mr. Cushing, I can't remember his name. I think their surname's Cushing. Why the frick am I remembering their surnames and not their first names? I'm so sorry. He is somebody who would vote Trump because Trump said he's going to make America great again. And you'd be like, well, how was he going to do that? He's going to do it. Okay. Oh, the Tories gonna give money to... Oh, but they haven't told us how they're going to do it, have they? No. He's the exact reason the world is the place it is now. He's very realistic to people we have now, and he's so superior with that. And they have this logic that is so, has bullet holes straight the way through their logic, but they hold it up like it's bulletproof. I don't know, that metaphor did not make sense. He's very frustrating, but he's also very real. And I think both the combination of Lois doing this kind of expose or attempting to look into Morgan Edge at the same time with the boys falling out without high school, it's not going to be the most seamless transition to a new town, but I believe in this family and I believe they'll make it through it. So thank you so much, Jarell, for sponsoring, and thank you for watching.